there will be a reason to have more ships. And one of the other things you brought up planets. When someone discovers a planet, they have to choose to basically sacrifice one of their ships to colonize that planet. Now, planets are going to be extremely, extremely rare, but they're going to be extremely valuable as well. So, if you're one of the people that is lucky enough to discover a planet, you're going to want to have a ship that you can dedicate to colonizing that planet. You basically that ship goes down to the planet and is torn apart, and they turn it into a facility to basically become habitants of that planet. So there are reasons why you want to have these extra ships available. Because if you have 3 ships, you deck them out completely, and you come across the scenario where you discover a planet, like you're
You
giving up
want
one of
that
your.
planet.
You do, but then you got to go, man. I've got to give up one of these ships that I put so much time and effort into, and I've got so much invested in. Like that. That's a tough decision to make there.
So a good idea to always have a couple of spares that you can use for things but aren't your prized possessions.
That's definitely what I would do.
Yeah.
So if you roll, like if you go and get a ship and you end up with just like the worst stats that you can possibly get for that ship, like it's not the end of the world because
No, it's not.
No,
Like
that's a
save
great one to hold on to. And
exactly.
just,
So save that for one of these scenarios where you have a reason to salvage or to basically repurpose that ship for another use.
That's so terrible for that ship, man. Like we're holding on to you for a special.
You get the special
we're
mission.
saving you
Ship
just to sacrifice you later.
Ship-
But yeah.
Character ship number 3.
You have a special job, character ship number 3.
But it's like I'm not sure if anybody has played that game. I think I brought it up like in meetings or whatever, called No Man's Sky.
Yes.
Where you'll find a crashed ship and you can either choose to go and get the parts to repair it, and sometimes it's a shitter. It's not great. But you want it because you can have so many ships, but then you can also.
Can we swear on the show?
I mean,
I just want to tax Prince there and acknowledge what just happened.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say. I mean, I think it's a quote unquote mature. I mean,
Is Twitch more on Twitch, right?
yeah.
Twitch,
but
yeah.
it is going to go on YouTube as well, isn't it?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's a.
I wouldn't use any terrible swear word, but yeah, it might not be the best ship, but you still want it because even though it might not be your main one that you use on missions, it can serve a purpose.
Yeah, and even I promise you, even the worst ship can go and do things that can earn deuterium. Like there are things that you can send it to do. It is absolutely far from useless. The only time that you'll ever get to that scenario potentially is if you get to the 50 ship cap of active ships, and then maybe you want to stick it back in reserves for something else. But I promise you, until you reach that point, there's going to be something you're going to want to send it on, and it's going to be beneficial for you to have it out there working as opposed to sitting at home in the command center on the in your ship bay doing nothing.
Yeah. No, I think that's just us getting attached to inanimate objects and like, oh no, but it's my ship, and I don't want it to be bad. I want to love all of my children, but this one's not as great,
It's ship 4378. It's
yeah.
You'll always be
It was my first ship though.